Welcome back to Factorio Space Age. My name is Nilaus, and thank you very much for following along on this glorious series, and thank you very much for that overwhelming support on the very first episode. That was super amazing. I really appreciate all of the support when I'm returning to Factorio after a little bit of a hiatus, but man, is it good to be back. Right, with these episodes, we are going to, I'm going to start the episode by explaining what I want to do today, and then we're going to be diving in. So I want to look at some quality today, and get the quality set up. So that means we're going to be starting on the quality research there and quality research here. Then we are going to use the quality items to upgrade some more things. And those things we want to upgrade are actually going to be used for making a new spaceship. And that new spaceship is going to eventually be the one that sends, that hopefully is such a good template that we can use it for all the sort of inner planets. Let's have a look at what I mean by that. Look at the star map. Oh, this is so amazing. Look at that. So the planet here, there's a 15,000, 15,000, and 15,000. So these inner planets, we want to make a spaceship that we can use for transporting between these, or more likely a template for a spaceship, because then we can just stamp down the blueprint and make multiple of these spaceships that serve different purposes of transporting back and forth. So we want to design that spaceship and then try to see if we can get it working and do a test run without jumping on and going to Vulcanus. But actually just flying to Vulcanus and flying back again to see if it can survive. I will sometimes build stuff off camera, and this is just to make sure that we don't spend all the time during the recording on building stuff that is kind of basic. So I built a modular module build. This one is going to take care of all the 4 modules. And it will, this belt, if you think that it's going to be oversaturated, well, or sort of overconsumed, even if all of it is running, it's going to use only 13.2. So it is perfectly available if I can just keep up the flow here. But as you can also see, once we get started on this part, it is going to be a lot of resources that we put in here. So that, and that. And I got this, and then we're just going to be starting to work on some more military research, because we need that. And I am also going to request in here, into this one, request some of these in my inventory. Right, so the first thing we need to talk about is then, or look at, is what are we going to prioritize when it comes to these modules. Well, the first thing, and the one I want to prioritize the first, is actually all of the solar panels, because I want better solar panels to work on my spaceship, because the spaceship, I'm limited by space, obviously. I don't know if that makes sense, but I'm limited by space on my space platform, and therefore I want the best damn things I can. And if we look at the quality here, you can always go in, remember, Alt and then right click, left click, one of the clicks, left click, and then you can go in here and you can then see the advantage. The one that has a little star means that that's the impact of quality. So this one will generate 30% more output, and that's amazing. It's a really big bonus. So we definitely want to try to sort of roll the dice and get some more of these here. And we get that one in here, so we get a few of those. Other things that we absolutely want, well, let's look at our hub. There are some things that are really good, and some things that are completely trivial. Like, for example, rocket gun turrets are, in my opinion, really good. I mean, they have more ammo, that's hit points, that's kind of not really great, but actually longer range is really nice. Not so much for here on Nauvis, but actually more so in space, when you can start shooting big asteroids coming at you at a longer range. So that's very valuable. Something I also find very valuable is here. This one, for power poles, the wire reach and the supply area is increasing. So for example, if you get them to uncommon, that's 20 by 20 grid. I love the idea of a 20 by 20 grid. Another really cool thing here is beacons. Higher distribution percentage, amazing, which makes it impossible for us to calculate how much is actually going to distribute, but that's why we have the tools about here. But also, it actually uses less power. And that's not a trivial thing, because power from beacon consumption, or beacons themselves, is actually quite significant. Then let's see what else. Substation solar panels, and then also up here we want, actually the one I think that has the biggest impact is actually this one, where you can storage size not really mattering that much, but this collection arm count. So getting additional arms, the higher range. So that's really good. Crushers, just get faster. Not really super useful, but hey, anything on the spaceship should be better. And then the thrusters should also get better. Do we even have thrusters research? No, we do not have thrusters research. Let's actually get that if we intend to make a spaceship. So that's probably a good idea. So let's take some of our meager supply here. That's actually a quick supply. Let's go down here. Ah, look at that. Missing one. I'm just going to do that. Then it comes in by itself. There we go. And there we go. And what I'm then going to do is I am going to take this stuff out. No. Stop doing that. Okay, I'm going to build it out here. So we now use a filter. And this filter will be taking greater than or equal to uncommon quality. I think that's nicer because then it has this icon here. And I'm going to put it down here. This is using a filter, but it's only saying normal. It should say any. It's a little bit of a shame that it defaults to normal and doesn't default to any, but we'll take any. So that means anything that gets in here. So now, obviously nothing is working because that's just how it is. But what we can do, and will do, is just stamp down some more solar panels. There we go, which should trigger a massive consumption here, which means that we get more rolls of the dice to get these set up. And let's see, we're just going to go down to some of the other things. And let's actually go up here and set it up. So we can set it up for the ones, the asteroid collector is the most important one. There are a lot of things that are just not worth it. I've highlighted the ones that I find to be more worth it. If you have something specific that you're like, oh, I'm really curious if this is good, then come by on my Twitch stream. Then you can ask the questions and I will have a look. Like, for example, a starter pack. What would be the impact? Nothing. Not a goddamn thing. And then belts, they're not going to be faster or have more capacity, they'll just have more hit points. So a lot of things just have more hit points, which is useless. And now we have the thrusters researched. So I am going to build the thrusters here. That gets that one, and here, and here. That one is thrusters. Actually, I could use my modular blueprints for this, couldn't I? Okay, so here is the thing. We actually get one of that, but we're not really crafting that many because it kind of gets stuck here because of lack of that. So I think I want to create many more of these because that increases our chance to roll a good outcome. Good. And this one. So what I'm going to do now, I want to switch you back to requests. Yes, you're requesting. That's perfect. And then I can go up to my space platform. Hold on. What I really need to do is... Don't trash that. Get this one, go up here, and then send it to space. So we get our new space platform, which is going to be called Planet Express. Because of course it is, because it's going to go to nice and interesting planets, and it is going to be fast, and it's a Futurama reference. So Planet Express seems to be both a descriptive and a, quirky name. There we go, we are going to build it. So, what are we going to do? Well, these ones are going to be super busy right now, and let's see. This one, it's not launching. Create an orbit above. Yeah, I got, why are you having that one there? Definitely don't do that. Trash it. Good. Alright. So now we have these four ready and waiting to go up to build stuff. And then we go here. Right. So now we need to do a cool design. And there are some criteria, concerns, or things that we need to do first. Let's just start by making a big platform here. There we go. We are going to get this. I'm going to start by this thing, and I want to do it this way, so much so that it will. I've not seen anyone else do this, and I know that I'm going to do it, and I'm going to do that as a baseline. So we'll have this Nilaus loop here, or whatever we're going to call it. But anyway, I think this is a really cool way to manage your resources and sort of spread them around the area in a pretty neat way. So what I want to do now is I want to just get stuff in here so that we can get all the stuff we want, and then just have it available for build. Let's build with solar panels, but let's change it to something else later on. This one, just put it out here, and the crusher, and that as well. What else do we need up here? Oh yeah, we are gonna need also pipes, underground pipes. We are gonna need that thing. I don't think I have enough of that in my inventory. And we're going to do chemical plants as well, because we're going to need to do some chemistry. And only when I get this... Oh, and we're also going to need our thrusters. They are here. So let's get a thruster built down there. Alright, so that means now all of these things are being requested. Not enough to fill one rocket. Okay, we're going to be waiting a lot of time before all of this is putting inbound. As when it's inbound, we can start making this into an actual spaceship. So it's almost rocket design time. The one thing we're missing is up here, where I have set up the solar panel uncommon. Why do we not have it? Well, we have 44 available on the planet. 44 of these are available, and I kind of need to get a full stack up here, otherwise it won't set up, or I can set it up manually. Let's have a look at some of the other things down here that we've built. A few of the better ones. Here's one, and there's 3. That's nice. So we can actually, if we can get 4, we can get all of these. These will have additional 5 inventory, so that actually gets us 20 extra inventory. Nice. Here we should be sending this one up, but then we have 1 extra good thruster. So it's not amazing, but we just keep this flowing. Let's look at some of the other stuff. Let's here we can see that we actually have 10 of the rare ones. So depending on how many we build, we could actually just use exclusively the rare ones. Do we have anything? Oh yes, we're actually going to research Vulcanus at this point. And then what about our hub? Anything that we've set up here that is important? Yes, I put here, look at that. We got a single one of these with 21.6 range and 8 of these with better range. So that's actually very nice. I'd like to put those on the spaceship. Over here we have 4 of these ones, which I don't really want, but 38 of the substations. This is good, but we're also just making a ton of the other ones, which we can't scrap for now, because they can only be scrapped once we have the recycler, and the recycler comes from Volgora, and we are not there. What about the beacons that we've built? We have built 8 good beacons. That's good. Anyway, back to design work. So we can actually just take everything except this one out and then start working on it. Let's start with the thrusters, because the thrusters is weird and strange and complicated. Because if you see this, there is no way for us to flip this. I'm just gonna flip. Cannot be flipped. Not flipped the other way. And these have to be at the bottom. So you can't sort of put thrusters on the side. They have to be down here. It's always flying upwards. So if you build something like this, it's not gonna align. So you really have to build it something like this in order for it to align. And I'm gonna show you the best design there is for this. Very simple. I don't think there's a better design. Yeah, so it is like this. Why is this so good? Well, I'll show you here, because you can see this is now connected, the fuel, and the oxidizer. So that means if I want to put oxidizer in, I just need to put it in here, then it goes into these 2 automatically. And I just need to put in the fuel here, then it goes into these ones. So that means I can actually do this design, that one, and then, and if I do that, and I do it on the same side, on the other side here. Now, this very much feels like an optimal solution. Do I need 5 of these? No, 3 will be fine, but I think this looks amazing. This is a nice thruster pack. So we'll build that. That's going to be our baseline for this. So let's have a look at how it works. You can't click on these. So we actually have to just press Alt and then go in here and look at the thruster. So we're going to need thruster fuel and oxidizer. Thruster fuel is made from carbon in a chemical plant, and oxidizer is made from iron ore plus water in a chemical plant. So that's why we brought chemical plants up here. There and there. That's going to be our baseline, and this will be like that, and I'll have these on the other side like this, and then we just do this one instead. So now they are all feeding into this line, which goes in here, which goes in there. There, perfect. All of this is good. Then we have to sort of figure out how fast it is, and if we then all of these need water, and if I look at how much water, then it's 5 per second, because it's 10 per 2 seconds, so 5 per second. Let's have a look at one of these water plants here to see how much they are actually producing. Water is ice to water, ice melting. That is making 20 water per second, and this one was consuming 15 plus 15, so 30 here. So what if I did, hold on here, what if I did this? This would now consume 6.49 times 3 is 19 point something, and this one is producing 20. So that is pretty good ratio. Then of course we're going to do that. There. And I can then do the same thing on the other side. There. Then we just need to get it in here. This might also be a little bit problematic, because you're also going to need to get these inbound. Yeah. So we have to make sure that we go something like this. And this. Like that. Let's do the same thing for the other side. Water, 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 and then an underground to connect them. There. Okay, let's take this out. We already got it in here. Oh, actually not this one. So this thing here is going to need ice. And what if we... Like, the thing is, the only thing we need ice for is this one. We are going to need ice for this. We're going to need carbon for this. This the fuel, and we're going to need iron ore. On top of that, we're going to need some ammo for this turret, so then we need some iron plates as well. So down here, all we need is water going, or ice going in here, which means I could make this into an ice maker. And we'll make another one over here. Why 2? Because these are damn slow. This is using 1 ice per second, and this one is producing 5 ice per second. Never mind, I didn't need 2 of these. I'm gonna do it anyway. Yeah. I'm gonna do it anyway. So this one will be inbound and return it outbound, and this one will be like the filter. We did that filter on the previous. And then you're gonna go smash it in there. Alright. That looks good. You're gonna be inbound and then inbound. So that means we now have taken care of ice. If we have on this belt the actual ice chunks running. And that also means that we don't need to get ice cubes running on this belt. We only need ice ice chunks. So this belt will actually be mainly... I want to try to avoid having also the carbon, because the carbon is not used for anything, and iron, we don't need that for anything, or iron ore. So only have the chunks and the ammo running on this belt. Chunks on the inside loop and ammo on the outside loop. That's the objective. So, what if we do something like this? Like this, and this one is going to be carbon, which again is going to get 1 outbound, and it's going to get 1 inbound here and here, and then look at that. And this one has to be iron ore. That one, these 2. Just, this is not strictly necessary. It's necessary for this one, but the other ones are mainly just for show, just to kind of understand what's actually being loaded in each of these locations. Great. So that means now we have... Oh, this one has to be switched to iron. That means now if we get the chunks on this belt, then we don't need to get all the other things, and we're feeding this area. Sweet. Whew. Okay. Inputs? Yeah, let's do some inputs. Somehow. And... Hey, we got the planet discovery. And I'm not going to be looking too much at this, because we'll look at that when we get there. I think that while we're sort of on a roll for this, let's also design a really efficient iron production facility. Oh, look at that. We got the nice ones here. Nice. Sweet. I don't want to power anything yet, And we also need walls to sort of protect, because we will, as we fly, we'll fly into bigger asteroids. We need to shoot them with our ammo. And yeah, that's going to be the objective. All right. So here's the thing. I am going to take one of these. And I can get this. It gets quite a lot. It actually gets 20 iron ore per second, if per 2 seconds. So 10 per second. That means I can actually support quite a few of these. If I can just get it in and out. And then I'm going to have a box up here-ish. That will be... Oh, we forgot to bring these in. Yeah, okay, let's get that. That will be obviously built for ammo, like that. Right, so if I... This will be able to get inbound, but I'm also needing to get it outbound as well. So let's move this a little bit further away. This is going to be a little bit silly. Out, 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 out. So they go in here, the iron ore goes in. And I'm going to be grabbing the iron ore and throwing the iron ore out. And I'm going to just do this one. So that works, I think. I know the blinking is a little annoying. Then let's get the outputs. They need to be outputting on a... Oh, right. These are outputting. Then we can do this. Oh, this is nice. And this is output, and this is output. And then I can do looping around. And then you can go in to that location. Sweet. Oh no, did I just... Oh man, I think I just... I should never sort of pick up the last one we have, because then we'll undo the request inbound, I think. Nope, it didn't. So this is actually a pretty damn efficient build for that. We do, however, have a problem of getting this back on the bus here, and it needs to be on the outside. So that shouldn't actually be that big of a deal, because I can just do that. Yeah. And it's also like a really, really close to symmetric shape. Okay, so now the only thing we need is to get all of this inbound. We are going to need to find out sort of the distance I want from this. I think this is too wide. Maybe even like this. Let's make it like this. And up here as well. Some equal distance, yes. And we're gonna need up on this side, we're gonna need some turrets up front. Seems like a pretty good move. And that's gonna be middle and middle here. And then like a really good trick for turrets is to have them spaced like this. So that you can actually daisy chain them. So you don't need to have like supply belts, but you can just daisy chain them. And definitely have some of this. So now I need you to be as much in the middle as you can. One more. That's the middle. Okay, so take this out. Is this the right location? Okay, so it's kind of protected up there. I like it. And then I'm going to build it exactly the same distance on the other side. Here. And not a lot of overlap here. And this is also too big on the side, so let's see. We decided that was going to be the build, and here. Okay, so that will be all the pickups. I don't want to have pickups down here. I think we'll get these pickups because we're going to be moving forward. So get it in from the side and get it there. I don't like the fact that this corner is not really super well protected. So maybe we just need to sort of trim this corner a little bit so that they can actually have time to grab stuff when it's coming in. Yeah, something like that. Okay, let's get stuff inbound, but also keep in mind that we need power here. So that... let's get it all the way out there. And Yeah. And I really don't want to use this inbound, so I really want to try to use this outbound here. Oops. From here to here. And then I can use that one. And you will be outbound. This puts on the outside. Yes, it does. Perfect. And I'm going to get inbound here. That's a good build. Let's sort of copy that. Horizontal flip. How'd that now work? Okay, there's a little bit of a difference. This one is not placed the right place. Flip. And rotate, rotate. Like that. That's how we want it. And then this is now misplaced. Yeah, that's the same place. Okay, this is much better. And we need more power. More power. And let's get some... Can I do this here? No, I have to build it all the way out here. That's exactly 12 tiles, so that's nice. Is this enough power? Ah, man, I don't know. Not quite, but almost. Actually, it probably will if we do that. Anything else that can be upgraded? Oh yeah, these. That's important. All of it needs to be done. These can't have modules. Oh, I like this. Is it working? No. Because we don't have water. Oh, because we don't, we're not actually importing this or here. There we go. Pick it up. Alright. So now I need this one in. And then we're actually going to be overflowing on pretty much everything. So we need this circuit conditions that we've set up before. Yeah. The circuit conditions, where the hell are we going to put those? Because we are also going to now need some turrets. Turrets is going to be the next thing we have there from the side. Get that. And then up front we're going to get a lot as well. And I think it's important that we do... I've built this one so that we can leap through like this. And maybe that's an option. Then I can just make a little belt here. And then let's go like this. 1, 1, 1. That goes out there, that goes out there, and that goes up here. Yes. And I think it's important that I don't over-rely on these inputs. Because these inputs will be based on the speed here. And therefore not so fast. So I'd really want to rely on the stuff coming from this buffer. And let's, oops, get that here, here, and here, so that we sort of have this daisy chain here. It's so funny how design criteria are just so completely different in Space Age, and it's super amazing. It's super fun to do these kind of designs and just come up with weird ways of solving this. Like that, I think is a solution to just protecting a little bit in case something actually bumps into us. Right, I like it, I like it. And, oh, we're out of inserters. And then also more inserters here and here. That should help a lot on just things coming in from the side. We also need to protect our stuff down here. So I think I need to see if I can grab this one and go beyond here. And then I guess that's the closest. Or is there a space in between? Oh, there is a space. Oh, nice. And then I can just do maybe just like that. Yeah. I don't think I need that much down here. They're not going to be flying in from the side. It's only when I'm static that they can sort of drift in from the side. Yep, I think that's fine. So let's go protect out here. This feels a little bit like Cosmoteer. That's a nice one. And yes, that looks really nice. Let's do that again over on this side. And that can just fit into this location. And we need a long-handed, like that. And a short and a short. And then a little buffer belt here. And then we get the walls protecting us. all the way out to that location. Perfect. This one goes out. I love this. However, there are some quirks here. We have not set up any kind of prioritization, so we need to set that up. And oh, we do not have space for our conditions. Yeah, that's a problem. Maybe I can take out, like, maybe this one and this one. How's the power now? Good, but it might not even be working so much. So let's build these circuits here. And there have been a couple of comments that said, oh, you can do it with one combinator. You can't do it with one combinator because you can if you add conditions, they're going to be OR conditions and then or AND conditions, not sort of separate inputs. So I don't know how to do that if it is possible. So we're going to be building this one again here, and these go up here, here, and here, and then I will build this design that we've done before. You're going to be monitoring this, and that's then 15, I think. And then you set that icon out. Actually, we can just do 20. There shouldn't be any. What's it there? Paste, 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 and then this is carbon, and then a carbon signal. This is ice, and then an ice signal. Good. And those signals will need to go somewhere. Here and here. Then it gets a little bit tricky. Because, oh, okay, we'll build the same thing on the side for all the other ones. Hold on. Do we even need that? Because the only thing we monitor, we don't really need to monitor all of the other things because they're not on the bus or on the sushi belt. They only need to monitor the ammo. So get you back. And that means we just need an ammo monitor, which could be, like, I'd love to have everything in one place, but I can't really get in one place. But let's have the ammo monitor next to the ammo. That seems like that would be a logical place to look for it if you are interested in looking for that on the overlay. Now, obviously, I didn't need the lights, but I do need the lights. This one will be way more. It'll be like 75 because it's the only thing that's flowing on the outside belt. So keep that going. And this one will also need to get... Oh, this belt has to be monitoring all. Thank you. And, I'm thinking... Could that... Oh, I can't connect to a wire. Okay. But I suppose that if I did that, and then did... read the entire belt, it would also include the underground. Yes, there's a little yellow line around that underground, so I think that includes it. Good. And then that will also go over to the other line there. You are now getting no ice, but a lot of this. Good. And then I need to do all the conditions. These ones need to actually be set up correctly. That is anything greater than 0. Paste, 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 and paste. Good. So all of these are enabled. The only thing that's not enabled is carbon. Good. Then let's... Oh, these ones have to be set filter. There. That works. Set filter, set filter, set filter, and set filter. This is actually weird that these set filter... they need to be dynamically setting filter. So from here, this goes out and says you should stop unless you have a signal. Like that. Good. So that gets the signal. Good. And then all the other ones, that is actually going to just set these up. I could also block it here, but that's not the right place. So let's get the red signal from here into that and into that. Yes. And then from here into that and from here into that. Nice. The thing is, I would actually like to have a bigger buffer than this, because this one's chugging along, and then once it fills up with those 75 or maybe 100 that I can, I actually really want to have a bigger storage. So I think if I can rotate this and then get these two sort of going in and these two going in, then I can do that. All right, a little bit of time has passed, and I've found a solution. So what I'm doing now is I'm using a green wire from here to read the content of this box, and then basically saying if it's less than 600, just shovel everything in you can inbound. And this one is basically saying if the belt capacity is less than 100, then shovel it out on the belt. Right. So that means these are a little bit too idle, unfortunately. But I think that's okay. Isn't it? No. It'll kind of be always getting a little bit too busy here. I think that one of the ways that we can actually alleviate that is by not monitoring this belt, which means this belt would sort of always have a little bit here. Maybe I'll actually get this one a little bit lower, so this one's just topping it up if this is set to 100, and then yeah, this will eventually just build up a repository of 600. Good. Whew, this is a lot of design work. Do we think it works? I think it works. How many do we have of these? Let's look at that. That is 13. 13 of the good power plant. And do we think we have enough power? I think we have enough power, but there's also a difference in how much. Here, the solar power in space, the lower bound, is 300. Here it's 600. But Gleba, it's 200. And Fulgora, it's 120. Oof. So, yeah, that's problematic. So what I think I want to do is take some things and send them manually to space. For example, we have 3 of these good ones. And let me just get a few more. Oh, it's a 100. Oh, okay. It is trying to get more, but it just can't because... There. Get that one in there. And yeah, so if I could get like 4 or 6 of these, that would be really amazing. What about the crushers? Don't really care about the crushers. The thrusters, I have 1 thruster. That doesn't really matter. But what I would like to do is get logistics. Let's get 13 good solar panels. There. Solar panels, but rarity here, 13, because that's what we need. Great. What about the turrets? Isn't that also an option to get the... Oh, if I'm going to make a blueprint, I don't want to make a blueprint that requires you to have like specific things here. We have 30 of those, and how many do we have on the Planet Express? How many turrets do we have? We have 24 turrets. Oh, that's good. So let me also request 24 turrets for this. 24 uncommon ones. Yes, please. Anything else? I really want this one to get a few more, so I can get also the 6 uncommon asteroid. I think I'm actually going to wait for that, which might take a while. And we got exactly what we wanted. Let's just remove these here. We got exactly what we needed. This also is an indication for you if you want to build it the same way. There. Oh. Oh, these are heavy. What? Why? Oh, maybe they're not that heavy. Maybe it's just... Yeah, okay. It's... let's take this in another one. These 2? Yeah. Okay. Okay, so we can launch this. They launch it, and then I send it to Planet Express. I launch this, and then send it to Planet Express. Great. And then we go up to Planet Express, and that is here. And then I can do an upgrade. Let's see. Let's try and make an upgrade. So this means let's get a U from normal to uncommon. Yes. But also get solar panels uncommon. Upgrade to rare. Yes. Then the asteroid collector. Upgrade to uncommon asteroid collector. And the final one is the cargo bay. Upgrade to uncommon cargo bay. Good. An uncommon cargo bay. That's such a weird thing. Everything gets upgraded? Yes, please. Oh, fast. And then the thing is, I want to take these and just throw them back down because they're valuable. That one and that one. Yes. So let's have a look at power at this point. Power is really good because this produces 3.7 megawatt. That is certainly enough. And I am going to go here. I think we're ready to let go. We have 600 in here. Everything is fine. If we look at the lights, well, the lights are still on. We don't have quite enough ice for this. Let's wait a little bit. It's weird that we're not getting the ice. Oh, wait, actually, it's not really weird because I just needed this one to be upgraded. This one needs a lot of ice. So we don't even have the thruster fuel. And we want to make sure that we are full on thrusters. So again, it's a little bit more waiting time. And then we'll be doing a test run to go to Vulcanus and back again. Well, my patience has run out and I don't want to sit here and wait anymore. We have a few additional, plus we have storage up here for water, so, and all these are full. So let's actually just go, all right? Like, what's the worst that can happen? Let's go to Vulcanus. Now, we're not on the ship, so we're just gonna try to go there, pause in orbit, hang out there, come back, and see if that works. So this is not about colonizing the next planet just yet. It's just seeing the spaceship actually fly, activating, monitoring how it works. You can see the speed, you can see the distance here. It gets to get up to 15,000. So they're grabbing things that come in. There we go. They're getting more ice now. Look at that, multiple arms. Yeah, that's good. We haven't really started. Oh, there we go. We start seeing some bigger chunks, and they get shot up as fast as we can. Okay, now we're getting into the really dense asteroid field. This is also when we get all the items we need. And let's try to monitor how this is working. Like, this one's running out somewhat. Oof. Yeah, the small chunks don't deal damage. It's only the big ones that deal damage. And yeah, the wider the ship is, the more things you collide with. Like, for example, these ones are shooting stuff on the side, which isn't really relevant. Most things are coming in pretty front on, and none of this is actually turning. Oh, the iron is actually turning on. So this is also part, when you're flying, you're going to get a ton of actual products. So you get a lot more by flying than you do by just sitting idle. Oh, we managed to get it here. So we have now arrived, and it's stopping. Somehow it slows down in space by itself. I don't ask. So where are we at? We have a little bit of oxidizer left, a little bit of thruster left. So that means that overall we used our buffer, but we did not run out of our buffer. So that's pretty good. And then we're just sort of sitting idle here. There will be a few things coming in, and they will just be picked up as necessary. Then we're going to be sitting here and waiting for this buffer to fill up, because you don't want to fly like this. And basically you can then set conditions such as, let's pause thrust, such as saying circuit condition. I think that's the only way I can do this, because I need to get this part in here. Ugh. Oh, that sucks. There. And that one. There. So this will then be sent to platform. Yes. And that should mean that I can monitor the liquids. That. Yes. And that. And they need to be at least 24,000. And 24,000. Before we would sort of be confident about going there. And then it'll also say like at least 30 seconds passed. So now you can see. Why is this one, the 30 seconds passed, is not progressing? That's weird. Oh well. Well, when these two are done, then we can go back. Sitting here and waiting for the very, very rare ice or oxide asteroid is a little bit tedious. I have to say that it seems like there are way more of the metallic ones. No, don't fly away. I need these. I need these. Come on. Pick them up. Pick them up. Send my grabbers out. Yes, yes. Thank you. Perfect. Whew. Okay, so that's probably gonna do it. 23. Ah, man, my patience is not what it has been. These are producing, this is producing, and I think we're finally getting where we want to be. Oh, look at that. Why did these not go speed up? That's why it's been so slow. Okay. Well, now I know I see it. Sorry about that. You've been yelling at the screen for a long time, and here I am not seeing it. Yeah, those are unfortunately not in here. So that's why it's a little bit slower on that side. But anyway, it's 25 plus 25. The buffers are full. If we look at this, 31,000 and 31,000. We're just going to send it back. And I am going to go... We're going to do that first so that we know novice. And then I am going to take... I'm just going to say, like, passenger present. Because that's a condition that isn't going to be true for now, at least. There we go. It just it does an autosave before you fly. That's super nice. And then we get some more. I don't know if we're actually going to be able to pick those up. Shoot it, shoot it, shoot it, shoot. Oh, we're not going to pick it up. Nope, the grabbers, it's just a little bit out. Anyway, well, there'll be plenty of stuff ahead of us that we can pick up. That one, grab it. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Yeah, there we go. This is why you need multiple grabbers, because when you're flying, especially when you're flying fast, there's they come in pretty quickly. And we're also just burning through it, and it looks like this is a pretty good ship. This ship can get back and forth. It can do what it needs to. It has pretty good storage. How much storage do we have? A lot. And we are, of course, what about power when it's fully operational? Not really a problem. 2 point something, so even if we only had the uncommon, it'd still work. Great, so I think we have built ourselves a standard spaceship for doing transports between planets. Might be some small tweaks that can be optimized, but this is brilliant. So we're going to be wrapping this one up here. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Remember, and I know that you don't have access to it just yet, but when you do, you can always download the save games if you're a patron supporter, and the save game will always will also contain like the blueprints. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, I'll make sure to put the blueprints in here as well. Thank you very much for watching. Until next time, take care and stay effective.